What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the reverse hyper from Westside Barbell. Stay tuned. Okay, YouTube, so we're talking about the reverse hyper from Westside Barbell, and we've had this now for probably 4 or 5 months. Been using it a ton and loving this machine for sure. I'm not an affiliate of Westside Barbell or Rogue, so I don't get any there's no incentive for me to give you a review on this really, other than just to tell you that I like it and why we like it. So my wife and I both use it. We also have a GHD machine. Check out the review on our REP FITNESS GHD machine if you're interested. We have both. And you know, there's a huge debate online whether do you need a reverse hyper, do you need a GHD machine? I'm of the camp that you don't need either one. There's just no argument there. You don't need it, you know, at the end of the day, you don't need, you know, 6 barbells, you don't need, you know, you could have adjustable dumbbells, you could have this and that. But the beautiful thing about the fitness world and having your own garage gym is that you can have whatever the hell you want to have. So for me, core is like super important. Having a strong core, I believe, really helps you in everything else you do. So any equipment that helps my lower back or helps my core, I'm gonna buy. It's just an investment in myself. Yes, I can do other stuff to strengthen, you know, my back or my core, but I find that I don't do it. And I just find that if I have this equipment here, I use it all the time. And so maybe that's a product of just, if it's there, you'll use it. And that's kind of the way I look at it, is everything in the gym we use it regularly. We don't buy stuff that we don't use. We try not to. So yeah, I wanted to tell you about this machine. It's really awesome. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it doesn't take up a huge footprint in the gym. It doesn't come with these handles here. If you're on the shorter side of the spectrum, you know, 5'5" or under, you might want to look at these handles. They're not expensive, but unfortunately it doesn't come with it. You got to buy those in addition to it. So if you see these on here, that's what those are. These are bolted on here, and you can bolt them on in different locations depending on where you want to do your reverse hyper grip and, you know, how tall you are, etc. I got these for my wife. They work really well for her, so that works really well. One or two things that talk about that, you know, maybe could be a little bit better is, and I'm going to show you pictures because you just won't pick it up in the video, but where the plates attach down here, there's a keeper bolt, and where that bolt goes through and it holds your harness for your legs, is it sticks, it's too long, and the bolt ends up scraping up your plates. And if you got really nice plates, you got some stuff you don't want to get messed up, that bolt will mess them up. So our fix was really simple, was to get a 2.5 pound plate or a 5 pound plate and slide that in between. And again, I'm going to show you some pictures of this so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But the plate buffers, it just gives you a little gap between where the bolt is, so that bolt doesn't touch your larger plates. So that's one gripe I had. I think that could be better. I mean, and there's other YouTube videos out there with fixes. I looked at some more complicated fixes, but found that just putting a couple of plates on there was the easiest and fastest way to do it. And I'll just show you. So take that off, and that's my buffer, like right there. So that's probably about 1 inch wide. You just slide one of those on each side. This happens to be a Rep 2.5. I'm sure you got something in the gym sitting around you can use. You put those on there. Now that bolt can't slide through and scrape your plates up. But definitely do that if you buy one of these. Otherwise, you are going to mark up your plates. So something to think about there. So that goes on here. Done and done. The machine folds up really easily. I've folded it up a couple times just to move it around. It's super simple to do. I'm not even going to show you because it's like folding up an ironing board or like a table or something, like those picnic tables. You just collapse it in, fold it up, move it. Simple. What does it do for your back? Man, it's really, really good for your back. It feels good. It's a different movement, and it hits differently than saying doing back extensions on a GHD. It's a much different movement, and if I could offer any tip for using this, especially for people that are using it for the first time, is go light and slow. And I know I didn't follow that advice myself. When I started with this, I slapped a bunch of plates on there. I saw a lot of guys on YouTube, really swinging for the fences on this thing, and I thought that was the way that you were supposed to use it. But if you actually dig a little bit deeper and you listen to Louis Simmons and Westside Barbell's information, they talk more about controlled movement, slower. You don't need to go super heavy, and it's not about speed. So I've since changed how I train with this. Now I've lowered the weight down. I only have 75 pounds on there, and 75 pounds is not very much, I'll be honest. But if you do it slow and you do it controlled, it works really well. And then from there, I'm just going to build the strength up. But be careful starting off too heavy when you first buy one of these machines. Start very light, work it so that you can control the weight. And the other thing to think about, and the next tip, is make sure your back is really warmed up, and make sure it's loosened up, and you stretch really well. Because what happens is when you come down on the bottom of the pendulum, if your back's really tight, you're going to tend to either irritate your back or your hamstrings or something. So I know from experience, and everything I'm telling you is from experience here, that having your back stretched and make sure that it's warmed up is really important. So those are my 2 tips on the reverse hyper. For the price, it's a great thing to have, even if you're looking at a very small garage gym or you've had back injuries or back issues. I shouldn't suggest anything. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I think it can help, and it can't hurt. And again, for the price in the $300 to $400 range, I believe it is shipped, it's a really nice piece to have. And again, go online, watch videos on how to use it, learn how to use it, start slow, stretch your back, and I think you'll be happy with it for sure. It's something that we're not going to sell. We're going to keep it in the gym, and we're going to keep our GHD. We use both of them. They both work really well. And we don't have we have a ton of space. We don't have a space issue is what I'm getting at. For some people, if you have a smaller garage, this is going to take up a pretty good footprint. So for you got to really think about how much are you going to use it versus the space that you have. And if you have the space for it, it's not going to hurt your training. It's not going to set you back at all. Now, if you don't have the space, like I said in the start of the video, there's plenty of other exercises that'll work your lower back, that'll do a similar thing. So it's up to you. You have to figure out how your training is and what you want to do. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the reverse hyper, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. Check it out on Rogue's website. I'll see if I can get a link in the description box. You can check it out. And again, thanks for watching. Check out our Instagram. If there's any content you want to know about, or you want to see reviews on something, let us know, and we'll try to get it out to you. All right, thanks. Have a good day.